Hi, my name's Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Today I'm here to look at the new bow for 2017 from PSE, the Carbon Air 34. This is a 34-inch axle bow. It's full carbon. It comes in black, which is what this is. It comes in camo, and I think they also do skull works. The limbs are matching, so if it's camo limbs, skull limbs. This features the new Evolve cam system, so it's basically a yoke top and bottom, so a twin cam setup. It comes factory set at 80% let off with a rotating module. So basically, to adjust the draw length, you've got two screws there and there, and you basically loosen those and you move it to whichever letter. A is the largest. This is currently set on F. You can see a little letter there, F. Each letter is half an inch, and you do top and bottom. Now to adjust the let off, so this is an 80% let off. It also is adjustable to 90%, I think. You've got a little let off thing here. I'm hopefully going to zoom in. Just there, you got a little grub screw there. All you do is you move that. If you want it to hit early, that reduces the let off. Late increases the let off. So basically moving it that way increases the let off, that way reduces the let off. You can also buy replacement modules, which literally I just got in my shop today, which also reduces the let off from, so this is the 80% module. I think they come in a 70 or a 60% module. So now why would you want less let off? Like I shoot target archery, I like holding more weight back here because it makes the shot crisper. But if I was hunting, I'm looking for a hunting bow, which is basically what this is, the 90% is very, very popular because you're holding a lot less poundage and you can aim for longer. So there's a bit of debate whether high let off's good versus low let off. There's some champions shooting high let off and some shooting low let off. So that's up to you. Now the limb pockets are all machined here. Now what they've done with the Carbon Air, they've fitted lighter bolts here and here. Now in the original Carbon Air for 2016, when this bow first came out, the first Carbon Air, they had an issue that the bolts which they fitted here, they like rusted. It was something to do with the material or something. Anyway, PSE replaced them. So the Carbon Air in 2016 was pretty popular for PSE, and with that they've produced the original bow, the Evolve 32 and the Evolve 34. This is new for 2017, so it's basically a roller slide which moves out as you shoot. And what I found when I shot this bow, my arrows come very, very close to it, so you just pay attention to that. My arrows didn't touch it, but they came really, really close. So we're going to put this bow through a speed machine. We're going to shoot at 18 meters. Now, some of my staff shoot this bow, and their opinion of this bow is it's the best bow made. And he said, you've got to mention at 50 meters I can shoot a rabbit in the head, and he's got photos of him shooting rabbits in the head with his Carbon Air at 50 meters, and I kind of laugh at those things because to me that's not real. But I've got people who own this bow, the Carbon 34, and they own other bows, I mean lots of other bows, and they do prefer this bow to their other target bows and their other bows overall for accuracy. So I think that's interesting, and so we're going to try this bow out. So the major rivals for the Carbon Air 34 is the Evolve 35. So basically it's the same bow from PSE, same cam setup, same limbs, but machine riser. So the weight of this bow is probably about 4.5. The weight of this bow is 3.5. Now you're paying difference in price, $1,350, $1,400 to $2,000. So about $600 for the lighter weight. Now, is there less shock, more shock? I don't know, because we're going to shoot this. But physically a lot lighter. Now, before I owned a PSE Decree, which I really loved because it was nice and light, this bow is basically lighter, and for me it's ideal for the hunting, field shooting scenario. So I really like it. Also, the carbon finish means it's not going to get hot or cold. So other rivals for this bow, this is the Hoyt Carbon Defiant for 2017. Now this has got bigger cams, so you'll see they're like an egg-shaped cam, and to me they very much remind me of the Bowtech cam system. Now this bow is rated at 350 versus 336. Price point on this bow is exactly the same. Axle, they're pretty much the same. Actually, it's a little bit shorter, 33 on this one. Now, just comparing these two bows, price point's the same. Now, the draw length on the Carbon Air is adjustable from 25 to 31.5. The draw length on the Hoyt Carbon Turbo is, I know it's got a little bit of draw length, but it's not a lot, and I know it's written on here somewhere. I think it's 2 inches of a draw length adjustment, but I thought it was written on the bow somewhere. But I am going to do a bow test on this. I haven't shot it yet, so I can't tell you the difference between this bow and the Carbon Air. Now, I can say that this bow will be harder to draw because of the cam cycle than this bow, because this bow's got a big round wheel. So I expect this bow to be really smooth to draw, but I'm not going to pick up the speeds that I would with a full throttle or the decrease. So you're going to give up a little bit of that speed for a smoother draw cycle. So we're going to take this out, shoot it through a chronograph. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Shoot it through a chronograph, then 18 meters, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're out here to shoot the Carbon Air 34 through a chronograph to see what sort of speed it shoots, and we're going to go through the drawing cycle. One of my staff between the chronograph and the other one said to say how good this bow is. He said it's absolutely the best bow, and he said I'm more wrapped in it than you are. And I said it's because it costs $2,000, and I'm a bit tight with money. Now, the $2,000 which this bow costs, the development for PSE to come up with this riser, I mean there's a figure out there, but basically PSE will never recover the cost of the development of this riser. Because when you make a machine riser, you plug the design into the machine and the machine cuts it out for you. With carbon, it was a whole new thing for PSE. So while it is expensive, I understand why it's expensive, and the argument is you're getting a light bow which is top of the line, and that's what you're paying for. So to me it really depends on how much you shoot. If you shoot a lot, and if you're a keen hunter, and money, you know, $2,000 doesn't mean a lot, that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna just take a shot with this. So the draw cycle, it feels like the same poundage all the way through. I feel like I'm starting to get a valley, nothing, no poundage. So when I'm back here, it's kind of almost a little bit eerie because it doesn't feel like you're holding anything. There's a fair bit of wind here. I'm going to take this shot. Now it's 301. Now I'm using this bow set on 60 pounds, 29 inches. I'm shooting gold tip velocities with 90 grain points, gold tip velocity 400s. I cut at 29 inches. Now, generally 300 feet per second is fast. I did a Bow Madness Epics the other day and I got 305 feet per second out of it, and that's rated at 335. This is rated the same, shooting a smidge slower. So we'll just have a couple more shots. .295. Now, does it feel? It feels easier to draw than the Epics, and the Epics I was really impressed with the draw cycle on the Epics. This is easy to draw. The let off is greater, so it's easier once you're back here. Now I'm just going to let this bow down. it doesn't, you can see the valleys, it's actually quite big. So as I let that down, it doesn't want to rip out of my hand. So it's got a bigger valley than the Bowtech than the Bow Madness Epics. That was 1,724 feet per second, which is really, really fast for a compound bow. So we'll have one more go. Now I get some variation because I might not be shooting through the spots, the angles and all that sort of stuff, so I try and shoot a few shots. .294. So this bow is slightly slower than the Epics. So even though the IBO on this is around the same as the Epics, I'm getting about 10 feet per second slower. So, but overall the draw cycle's nice, the balance is nice, it's quiet, it doesn't move in my hand. So when you compare this to the Epics, which is a $800 bow, this is lighter, it's carbon, it's got like features like this. I mean, it's a prestige bow, but actually the way it feels, there's not a lot of difference between this and an Epics. And I'm not going to take anything away from this bow because this is state of the art and it is lighter, but there's so little difference between your $800 bow and your $2,000 bow. And I say this all the time, I shoot a $2,000 target bow. There's so little difference between that and the $1,400 Supra, even the Phenom. Now I would definitely buy this bow compared to the Epics because for me it is lighter, it does have features which make this bow better. The cams are better, it's easier to hold, it's nicer to shoot. And I tend to hold on to my bows for a long time, and I tend to shoot a lot. So for me the difference on $1,200, I definitely pay it. But you've got to be a keen archer and you've got to know, well, I'm going to keep with this bow and keep with the sport, then it's okay. But otherwise, if you're getting started, unless money's no object, you know, if you're struggling, definitely don't buy this by the Epics. But if you've got a decent job and you go $2,000 top of the line bow, absolutely. We're going to take this inside now in 18 meters and see how it shoots, see if it outshoots the Epics or see if it shoots about the same. Thank you. Okay, we're up here to shoot 18 meters with the Carbon Air 34. Now the 34 inches should make this bow a little bit easier to shoot. And when you talk axle, there's the axle, there's the limb tip. So you're not actually shooting a 34-inch axle bow, you're actually shooting a bow which is that plus that at the other end, so it's more like a 37. So this is going to shoot more like a target bow. So theoretically this bow should be easier to shoot than the Epics which I shot 2 days ago. So we'll now see how it performs. Now, the thing with a lighter bow, you do get more movement when you're aiming. So my target bow is very, very heavy, and I add more weight to it to reduce my movement on the target. So it'll be interesting to see how the groups are down the other end. I do like the bow to shoot. I like the Decree. This is definitely easier than the Decree to shoot, to pull back. It wouldn't create any muscle problems for me. If I was shooting it for comp, I'd probably fit the 65% let off module, and that's just me because I shoot 65% for target. Well, that shot the other arrow. I can't see where my arrows are, but I know that one hit the other arrow. Now Tristan shoots one of these bows and he's got a PSE Super for target, and I think his best indoor score with this is almost the same as his target bow, and that's with a hunting setup versus his target setup. So I think there's only 1 or 2 points difference. So there's not a big difference. Now when you're looking for a light bow, I'm going to say when I started shooting, because I've always shot, but 2 years ago I started seriously shooting again, like, you know, putting lots of time in. And before that I had shoulder problems and I needed a light bow. If you need a light bow for muscle reasons, there's very few light bows. This is one of the lightest out there at 3.5. I can't think of a bow which is lighter. And you know, if you look at the other brands, Matthews bows aren't light. The Hoyt, the Carbon one's 4 pounds. So it's a performance bow. This is a performance bow which is light, and that's what you're paying the big dollars for. That's the 6 arrows. We're going to see how they are now. The questions I get asked, do I prefer this or the Decree HD? It's a very different draw cycle. The grip's different. This is a wider grip. The Decree is a thinner grip, although I think they made it thicker now. The grip's carbon, so I don't feel the temperature difference. I do like this bow. I like the cams on it. And I don't know which one I'd shoot for 3D. If I had to pick, it'd be a hard toss-up for me. I do like this bow, and I like the fact it's carbon. You've got to go, do I like the look? And I had some customers in the shop just previously, and they're looking at top-end bows, and they said this is the best looking bow I've got in the shop. And I showed them the Hoyts, so it's very much gets down to personal opinion of what you think the bow looks like. So we're going to go down there, and we're going to see how these arrows grouped. Okay, so I'm up here at the target. I've just shot my 6 arrows. This is my group. Now, I didn't sight the bow in before I shot it. Now I can't get one finger around all 6 arrows, so these 3 are real close. These 3 aren't bad. Now if they were in the center, they would all be in the gold. There's no question about that. And the grouping, I like it like a circle, so these 2 arrows are touching. I definitely hit a knock somewhere because I heard it. But overall, is the grouping better or worse than the Epics? I pulled that arrow. I know with the Epics I couldn't get my finger around all 3 of them. If I do that, I can kind of just get my finger around. It's not bad. I would say it's pretty similar to the Epics as far as grouping concerned. I did find I had a little bit of hand movement just because the bow is very light, which would probably take me some time to get used to improve the grouping. But overall, like, it draws nice, it's very light, balance is good, it's pretty quiet to shoot. I've got the ability to change the draw length, I've got the ability to change let off, so it's a very easy bow to work on, easy bow to set up. The Evolve cam system, you could argue it's the best cam system PSE's produced. Not to take anything away with the hybrid cam, but it's a very easy system, a very smooth drawing system. So overall I like it. As far as is it going to be my 3D bow for 2017? At this stage it would be the front runner out of all my bows in the shop, and there's still some bows I haven't shot, and we're going to do a review on the Hoyt Defiant Turbo next. But I really like it, and I just read a review in America on the top 5 bows from the show for 2017. The author rated the Carbon Air number 3 out of all the bows as his pick of bows. But there's an awful lot in it. All bows are good. You know, they're all very, very good. So I'm dribbling. That's good bow, Carbon Air. Go to a shop, test it, try them. We have one set up. We have the Evolve set up. We have the bow set up. You can just go and try them. You can go, is it worth the $2,000 versus the $1,300 versus the $800? And that's what you should do. You make up your mind. If you buy the bow, everyone I've sold one of these to, people are over the moon with it, and I'm less over the moon with it because probably the price tag, but they're ecstatic. They think they shoot really, really well with it, and I'm always a bit skeptical when people say they shoot really, really well, but I think it's well finished, and I overall like it. The string systems are new for this year. They're made by a computer at the PSE factory. They're good. Yeah, I think what PSE do every year is they produce a good product and they improve it a little bit next year, and that's what they've done with this bow. They've improved a good product and made it a little bit better in 2017. Now, I haven't mentioned in this video about PSE's customer service, and I really want to mention that because I was reading I was watching a video on another shop, and they were talking about customer service. And they said customer service is the number one thing for them because it backs up the product. With PSE, they are the best on customer service of any archery manufacturer I deal with. And it could be my salespeople with the other companies. It could be my salespeople at PSE, but PSE are just the best. They ship quickly. If you have a problem, it's fixed quickly. All bows have a serial number, which is just there, which is recorded against who it's sold to. It's recorded what work's been done on that bow. To me, it's almost like chalk and cheese. That, taking an acronym, the company itself for me creates no headaches. The bows come in quickly. If I have a problem, they're fixed quickly. It's easy, and that's the way the other companies should be. I'm not taking this as a criticism of other bow companies. Other bow companies need to improve their game. They need to ship quicker, they need to be more on the ball with warranty, and they need to have products in stock, and that's what PSE do. They have products in stock, and they ship quickly, and if it's not in stock, it's made quickly. The overall finish on the Carbon Air I find really, really good. On this one, this is straight out the packet. There is 2 little dings there and there and there. They're the only 2 marks I could find, which, you know, you may or may not be happy with on a $2,000 bow. For me, it wouldn't worry me, but besides that, the bow is perfect. So I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Get in, try out archery. The more you shoot, the better you're going to shoot. The Carbon Air 34, nice bit of gear at the top end of town, and I know PSE spent heaps developing this bow. So yeah, good product, and really for $2,000, a $2,000 push bike, it's a good thing. Stephen Hann, Archery Supplies, check it out. Thank you. Bye.